Now, if anybody, I will reintroduce you. Okay, if you don't know Joy, Joy has worked in the shop. When did you start, Joy? You'll have to remind me.
It's I think it's 4 years ago.
4 years now. Oh, it feels like you've always been with us.
Like longer. Seems like longer.
in a very good way. In a very good way. Yes. Yeah. So Joy has been with us at shows, and you came to London, didn't you? You were in London and Barcelona. Yeah, all that sort of fun. And it all began because you did a bit of sample knitting for us, isn't that right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I've been a customer for quite a while, and it was just a joke one day because I was knitting so much. I don't know how many batades, you know, Stephen West's batades.
Oh yeah.
And I was buying yarn for yet another one, and I said to you, because said, I'm always knitting if you ever need a sample knitter. Yes. And that's how it started.
It did. you caught me and I went, oh, yes, because it was that lovely, another pattern that I can't pronounce, the Tazuma-Kazi. Yes. By a fiber company designer in beautiful. Yes. So you whipped one of those up, and then we've sort of, you haven't been able to get rid of us since, and vice versa.
You haven't been able to get rid of me.
Would never want to. Never. So Joy, I had a couple of questions for you. Yeah. See, I need to write everything down now. That's what I do. We will jump right in with, what is your favorite thing that you've made in the last year?
Now, this was very difficult.
Yeah, because you've made 100 things in the last year.
I had to text my buddy Maureen. I was like, oh, what's my favorite? I love them all. I only really knit things that I absolutely adore. Yeah. But I picked two.
Right.
One of them is the Tea Room Socks by Albina McLaughlin, Albie Hamnets. Partly because I was so proud of myself. They were only my second pair of socks. And mine went on a journey as a gift to a friend. They're Ashling's pair you're showing there. Yeah. But when Albina asked me would I like to test knit them, I said, you do know I've only made one pair of socks. But I was very proud of them because they're, color work, and they are beautiful.
They are stunning.
The other one is, for lots of different reasons, my Art Banrian shawl.
Yes.
By the wonderful, beautiful Julie Knits in Paris.
The one and only.
It's in my favorite townhouse, of course, and it was for woolen. Yeah. So often a favorite knit isn't always to do, and with the pattern, it's everything. It's who designed the pattern, who dyed the yarn. It's like a personal thing. Mm-hmm. So when I put this on, it's like a hug from Julie and a hug from Jenny. So it's very special. And the fact that it was for woolen, which kind of didn't happen, but it's very special to me. Now, I've made so many other things this year. There's loads of favorites, but they're two. They're just
very good. I love what you say that about, you look at projects and they kind of remind you, there's a whole story behind them, because when you take the time, right, not for you, but for most people, knitting a project takes a while. So, you remember the things that were happening when you were making it. All of that stuff does kind of bring you back,
It does. It does.
And especially like when we've so many good friends, and we're lucky to have so many good friends and talented people that we know to work in this industry. You just
very lucky.
It's all wrapped up in one great big knitted hug. So. Yeah. And sorry, we've had somebody just asking for the name of the wrap pattern. That's Joy's one just there, is the
Ard Banrian.
Ard Banrian. So yes,
by Julie Knits in Paris.
Very good. And one of the crew will type it in there. Yes. So
it's just beautiful, and it's done in Tara 4-ply and Abbey lace, and the colours, just love these colours.
They're gorgeous. They're very you as well. They're absolutely beautiful. So, and I know obviously you've done sample knitting and everything for us around the shop, but how is it that you became to be like a test knitter for designers?
Yeah, well, I had done a lot of samples for the shop, and it was for the second woolen. Well, we see, we'd met Julie, well, I had met Julie in the first woolen.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Came over, and of course we all fell madly in love with her. So then she was going to do a design in Jenny's Townhouse Yarns, Trinity 2-ply. And I remember saying to Jackie, yay.
It was just very, very close by.
I said to Jackie, oh, will I try and get on the test? Because I saw Julie put up the thing about the test. And I'd been, you know, I said, oh, I'd be very nervous about doing a test. But because it was Julie and because it was Jenny's yarn and woolen, I messaged Julie and said, can I get on that test? And the rest is history. So I tested the pattern and joined her dream team. They're all out there.
They're fantastic. They're such a lovely bunch. For the first 10 minutes of the live, they were just like, Joy, where's Joy?
So that's how I started. And then I did a couple for Carol Feller, and I did one for our own Emer Plays with Fibre.
Yeah.
And then Albina has asked me a couple of times. I've done a good few for Albina as well. But on the subject of test knitting, you know, there was a lovely customer, and she said, "Oh, I'd love to test knit. I'm not good enough." You know, but the thing about test knitting is the designers want all ranges of skill.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
So okay, so I'm a really good knitter. It's the one thing in my life I'm confident about. But the designers want people who perhaps aren't as experienced. They want to know that those people can read the pattern, can achieve the results.
Yes.
So they want a full range. It's not just size inclusive, it's skill inclusive as well.
Very good. Yeah, so, yeah. Because there's a shorthand where you start, you know, when you could get to a certain level in knitting. And actually sometimes it can be to your detriment, because I know I've kind of gone, sure, I know what they're saying there. And I knit on, and then I go, oh no, I don't. Oh no, I've messed it up, because I presumed, you know, that it's a particular rate of increase in a raglan, or, you know, any of that. So it is really important, isn't it?
It is. And I mean, there is a little cautionary tale. One of the latest test knits I did for Julie, which is the Pont des Arts sweater.
Beautiful.
So I was worried I wouldn't have enough of the variegated yarn, and I was so concentrated on that. Now, I didn't make any mistakes or any misreadings of the difficult bits, because I actually read them. But when it came to the number of stitches to pick under the arm or how long it was, I glanced. I knit a lot at night and I watched TV. Read a couple of mistakes. So,
see, we all do. We all make mistakes.
Because I misread, and this is like when we're in the stitch sessions and people, you know, there's, oh no, that pattern, I'd be terrified. I always say, read it slowly. Don't read too far ahead. Read each thing, you know, and I didn't follow my own advice.
It's like how I tell people to swatch all the time.
It turned out perfect.
Yeah. Good.
It's a beautiful pattern. And
I think
the brioche, people are afraid of brioche. There's just this little bit of brioche on it that just gives it that extra oomph.
That's right.
So if you want to buy brioche, it's a good one to do.
Very good. Nice little introduction. All right. Yes. I was going to say, for more experienced knitters, it's not that we don't make mistakes. We're just a little bit better at dealing with them or hiding them afterwards.
Well, again, bringing it back to brioche, people go, oh, brioche, that's too hard. Brioche is easy. The hard bit is fixing those little mistakes.
That's true. That's true.
You know, so you do have to pay a bit more attention, but it's not difficult to do.
True.
In my opinion.
Yeah, I've done a little bit of brioche surgery in my time, but not too much. It's not something I want to do too much.
But sometimes look at it. I know Julie did a class at one point, and I always wanted to take it, where she actually showed you how to, you know, you rip it back and you fix it. I'm going to do that, Julie. Someday.
It's going to happen.
Class, so.
Very good. And so you've talked about what being a test knitter involves. You know, would you be submitting kind of detailed notes back to people, or how is it? How do you kind of give your feedback?
Well, each one that I've done, I did another one for a lovely girl called Marion in Clarendon Sock. God, I can't remember the name of that. It's beautiful though. She had a kind of a forum thing that you posted on. Julie, we have an app where she posts the pattern, and then we have chats on it sometimes, or, you know, if we see anything or hints. So that's how she does it. With Albina, she just sends me the pattern, and if I see anything, I email her. So each test or designer would have a different way of doing it.
So,
you know, the chat system is good for us on the Dream Team, because we'd be giving each other hints as well, you know, so it's nice to see what other people are doing, and you post photographs of your progress.
And you've got this lovely team, like a Dream Team vibe, you know, where you all like, despite, I mean, I see, you know, there's people from all over the world on the team.
All over the world. It's just wonderful, and I haven't got to meet a few of them. But yeah, it is lovely. There's a lovely camaraderie with knitters, I find, anyway.
Oh no, absolutely. Like, and a common language, obviously, you know, because I got that, you know, your conversations are built around that
and as you know, I can get a little bit over enthusiastic, but there you go.
Not even slightly, not a bit of it.